Hi everyone, it's your girl Youngafricana back with another in-depth tutorial for my lovely beginners. If you want to learn how to curl, style, and part your wigs from start to finish, then keep on watching. So go ahead and take a quick minute to pause this video and screenshot this. This is all the tools and products that I use within this video. And take a moment to also subscribe and click the bell to get notified when I drop my videos. Alright y'all, so we are starting off with a freshly washed wig. This wig is already worn or has already been worn. As you can see, the lace is cut. I'm going to go ahead and position this wig on the front of my dome head and put some T-pins in the middle and on the two sides just so that it is nice and flat and ready for me to use for me to style. So on to styling. First, I like to go in with my hot comb. This is my Andis hot comb. You can get this off of Amazon. And I like to go ahead and just train the hairline back. I really want to be able to see the lace because I am going to install this later on. And overall, this just kind of like sets the foundation of how your wig is going to come out. So please go ahead and train all those hairs backwards just so you know exactly what you're working with this wig, if you need to pluck it some more or you don't, and all that. I promise you guys this is very crucial for just styling your hair in general and just making it look nice and neat. So I am using the hottest setting, which is on 20, just so that hair could be extremely laid. If you are doing this on someone's head, don't use the hottest setting because you might end up burning them. But for the sake of this not being a human being, I like to use on the hottest setting. So now onto the parting. Once we have that hairline nice and pulled back, I am now going to go ahead and part my hair. I did want to go ahead and do a C part side part. And so what I like to do is I like to kind of curve the side part with my metal rat tail comb. So once I'm getting towards the back of the tracks, I like to curve it more and kind of curve it into a C shape, as you can see. So once I have that shape, I am going to go ahead back into my hot comb and hot comb right next to the part, just so again you're training the hair into its rightful place and also getting rid of any flyaways. So I like to go back in and just clean up the part, making sure that the part is nice and crisp. And again, I'm just using the tip of the metal part of my rat tail comb just to go ahead and clean up that part. And just keep on doing this until you get your desired look. And go back in with your hot comb so that those hairs stay in place and it doesn't fall back and you lose your part. Overall, for my lovely beginners, your hot comb will serve you justice when it comes to just laying everything into place and making your wig look as flat and natural as possible. I know sometimes we struggle with our wigs looking a little bit bulky, and the hot comb just helps flatten out everything. So now once that is done, as y'all can see, I turned it to the back view and we do have our track right next to the frontal showing. So I am going to go ahead and take a thin piece of the hair from the frontal to cover up the track. And I'm just using the metal part again to go ahead and carve out some of the hair from the frontal and push it back onto where the track is at. And this will just help cover up the track and make everything look nice and flush. Now, when it comes to styling, I like to use my Care wax stick. The wax stick just serves as a reinforcement to make sure that there are no flyaways and that everything just stays nice and flat. So I'm going to go back in with my hot comb just to really press in that product into the hair. And as y'all can see, it is nice and flat. So I'm just going to go ahead and keep on parting horizontally, parallel to how the track is laid out. And I'm just going to go ahead and keep on taking some hair from the frontal to cover up that track until that track is completely covered and you cannot see it. And just do the same process. Once you have some of that hair laid down, you go in with your hot comb and you press it down so it stays in place and it doesn't move around. And the Care wax stick will just be used as a reinforcement so that those little small hairs that stick up would not stick up, and overall just help train the hair to stay in place. And after I am done with that, this is how your part should look. Super clean and nice. So now onto the styling. This is how my hair looks like. I did dry or air dry my hair, so it is a wavy texture. You want to make sure that when you're doing your curls, you have a wavy or body wave texture, just because these textures hold curls a lot more longer than straight hair. So on to moisturizing this hair, I'm using my Organics Moroccan Argan Oil. I used about a dime to quarter size in my hand and rubbed it against my hands, and I'm putting that all throughout the hair from the root all the way till the end. You want to make sure that it is nice and semi-saturated. You don't want it to be too oily. So now what I like to do is I like to go in the back first and part out some sections. I take about 2 to 3 tracks in the back, and I do 2 to 3 tracks for each section and pin them up with a duckbill clip. Now on to curling. I'm going to go ahead and take a piece of the hair. I like to make sure that the hair is about half the size of the barrel. And as you can see, I am just rubbing the top of the root or the track with the curling iron just to get rid of any kinks or waves at the root, because you do want this to look nice and seamless. So how I curl is I like to go ahead and start at the root, and you want to make sure that the clamp part is facing towards you or is facing upwards. It is not at the bottom. And how you know you are curling in the right direction is wherever you are curling on the right side, you want to make sure that the tail of the hair is in the same direction of where you're curling. So if you are curling on your right side, you want to make sure that the tail is on the right side of the barrel. Hopefully that makes sense. And this is for when you are curling away from your face and you're trying to have that Farrah Fawcett type look. But as you guys can see, one of my indicators that I like to use as well when I'm grabbing pieces of the hair is to use about 2 sections of my pointer finger as my length indicator of how much hair I should use. So again, you're going to go ahead and make sure that the clamp is on top of the hair and not at the bottom. I like to do one little pass through the root just to get rid of any waves or kinks. And I'm now going to go ahead and slide it down gently. And then because we're working on the left side, the tail of the hair is coming out of the left side of the barrel. And I like to do about 1 to 3 little clamps before I roll it back up to the root. And then I do it again and I slowly rotate the curling iron. So I do about 1, 2, 3 clamps and I roll it back up, and then 1, 2, 3 clamps. And you're just going to keep on doing this until the tail is pretty much inside of the barrel, as you guys can see. And you're going to roll it back up and let that sit there for about 5 seconds. And now once you release the clamp, please do not let your curl drop. Hold it in your hand. The biggest mistake you can do is when you finish with your curl, you just let it drop. Your curl needs to cool off so that it lasts the longest. And this is how you get long lasting curls. So if you are not going to go ahead and pin your curls to let them cool off, hold it in your hands for about 10 to 15 seconds, let it cool off in your hand, and then gently let it go. But I am using duckbill clips just so that the curls can be nice and bouncy. And this is how I make sure that it lasts the longest. So now that I'm working on the right side, as you guys can see, the tail of the hair is on the right side of the barrel. I like to go ahead and start off at the root first, bring it down gently, and then curl it back up, do 3 clamps, and start slowly rotating it. And you're just going to keep on repeating and rinsing that process until you get to the end of the hair. And make sure that the end of the hair doesn't fall out of the clamp, otherwise the entire curl is going to fall. Let that sit for about 5 seconds and release it into your hand. And again, just let that cool off in your hand. Squish it if you need to, and then just go ahead and pin it just so it could cool off. And I'm just repeating this entire process all the way up until, the frontal part or the bang area. One thing I will also suggest as well too, and let me know if you guys want a video on how I layer my hair. You do want your hair to be naturally layered, because that's how you get that full, curly, big bouncy you know, type of vibe. So if you guys want to see a video on layers, go ahead and comment down layers and curls, and I will do a video on how to layer and curl your hair. But since this wig is already worn and already layered, I just want to show how I curl my hair for my lovely beginners. But I know you guys probably buy your hair naturally layered already, so that will also suffice. But now onto the bang area. I'm just gonna go ahead and start parting some horizontal sections, or for you guys, vertical sections if you're watching it from head on right now. And you're just gonna go ahead and do the same process. Because I am working on my right side of the mannequin head, as you guys can see, the tail of the hair is on the right side of the barrel. And I just keep on rotating it just to get that nice curl and release it. I was being a little lazy, so I kind of let that just sit on top of a curl because I was able to do so, and then clamp it. And I am just doing this process all the way until the very end, or until I get to my part. And I'm just taking a duckbill clip, and I am just clipping that so that the curl can cool off. And if you have already made it to this point, go ahead and please subscribe to your girl, click the bell notification, but most importantly, give this video a big like if it's already been helping you in this hair process of learning how to do hair. Giving a subscribe and a like would do my channel a huge justice, and also help this video get out to the rest of the world, because the YouTube algorithm is prioritizing likes on videos to push it out more. So please help me push out this video and give this a big old like. Okay, so back to the video. Again, make sure that your clamp is on top and not at bottom, or is facing towards you. And you just want to make sure that you start at the root and kind of smooth out any kinks in the root area before you go ahead and start curling away. And again, you're just going to go ahead and just, you know, slowly rotate the barrel until you get towards the end, and let your curl cool off in place, or pin it in place for it to cool off. And this is how it should look. So right now I went ahead and took down my curls after I did my makeup and everything, so it's definitely cooled down by now. It look a little crazy right now, but trust the process. Please trust me. You guys trusted me this long, trust me a little bit longer. We got like a minute left of this video, okay? But as y'all can see, this is how the curls look. We're going to go ahead and fix that, of course. What I like to do is comb out my hair with either a big tooth comb, wide tooth comb, or a paddle brush. I'm using a paddle brush just to curl, or just to comb those curls out. And all your curls should be going in one direction on each side. And you're just going to keep on playing around with the hair. I like to press down my hair a little bit as well too, at the top, just because it is a little bit more on the voluminous side at the root area. So if you need to go back in with your hot comb at the root just to kind of, you know, press it out, please do so, like I'm doing right now. It definitely gave my hair a more tamer look, or just like a more, you know, less voluminous look, but still has some volume, of course, yes. And just keep on playing around with it until you get your desired results. And these are the finished results. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, found it super informative. Give me a big thumbs up, a comment, a like, a subscribe, and please click those bells to get notified when I drop my videos. I'll catch you in the next one. Later.